Yeah, I'm just gonna talk from my mind and from my heart. I was talking to a friend earlier, Vishnu, and I really planned on this being one of my last times up here. I got on the mic my first time 10 years ago, and that's kind of like when my life took a change, and I remember how resilient I was. I remember how happy I was to start the beginning of changing my life when I was like 40 years old. I was so excited. I was so joyful. I was so happy. And I worked so hard to like change who I was and to turn into who I am. And the last 10 years have been the loneliest 10 years of my life. The worst depressive 10 years of my life. And because I come in so many of these rooms or events, shows, whatever it is, and at the end of it all, it's like getting the dopamine from the phone. I've been on social media for 6 months and it's been great. But then after 3 months of being on social media, I was like, dude, I'm just gonna get away from people. So I got away from people for 3 months. And those 3 months were the best 3 months of the last decade of my life. And then I was like, okay, now I feel good enough to put myself back out there, to become more vulnerable. And the more I do it, the more it feels like the dopamine from the phone. Because if I don't go to a show, if I don't go to an event, if I don't go to a space where people already are, I don't have any friends, I don't have a community, which is interesting. It's like, I've been popular for a long time, but lonely for a long time. And it's so weird being popular. People are like, oh, I love you. And it's like, yes, like, okay, is this what love is? I guess. I go to the places, and if I'm there, I'm seen and heard and felt. But if I'm not there, it's like crickets, you know? So, yeah, I don't know where I'm going to go with that. Like I said, I came here tonight planning on it being my last night. And, yeah, it's a really hard dynamic to be in because I see so much joy. I see it. I get glimpses of it in other people and other people's relationship. And I'm so grateful for all of y'all that get to experience what actual community is. Right? That get to experience what it is to have people that love you, like away from events, away from the mic, away from shows, away from clubs, away from everything. Feel fortunate if you have that. I just want you to know, feel really fortunate. Because as a person that goes in I know so many people, I know a lot of people in this city. And I see people everywhere I go. And wherever I'm at, I see people I know. And people tell me how much I've influenced their life in different ways. And I'm like, wow, that's wonderful. It is wonderful. That's still wonderful. It doesn't take away the fact that it's amazing. But it at the same time, it's like, wow. It's confusing. It's so confusing for me to be the individual inside of this body, inside of this experience, and having so many people tell me how much they influence me. I mean, how much I influence them, and that used to influence me. Those words, it used to make me feel so good until I just took a step back and I was like, what does this really mean? Like words, they're okay. But actions are way better than words, you know? When all you hear is words, and I want to appreciate Keon, because I just met Keon and his group of friends, and about a month ago I was telling my partner, I was like, dude, you just like, whatever this thing is, you know, I'm glad that it feeds you, and I'm grateful for you to have that as a community. But like, I need something different. And then I met a group of people, and it's like, since I met that group of people, there's a couple of them, and they actually like care more than the people that I've been knowing since I've been here for all of these years, because I know a lot of people, and you know, just like I know, you won't see me unless I come to where you're at, or unless we happen to be at the same place at the same time. So the people that are popular in your life, I just want you to think about them sometimes. And think about what I'm saying at this point, because a lot of people I know that are popular are having the hardest times of their life, and they don't have a community, and they don't have people that actually care. The actuality of the words are misfiring somewhere. It's like, it's like you have a good battery, but the starter's not starting the engine. So I just want you to think about all of the people that are in your life that influence you so much. And you might imagine that they have so many friends. You might imagine that they have this huge community. And a lot of us really don't, We really don't. The people that influence so many people and you think they're bubbly and they're bright, we do that to stop from the reality of where our life is actually at, because it's a lonely one. To be popular is very lonely because people think, but they don't know, because nobody really takes the time. Nobody takes the time to check on those people. Nobody takes the time to really think about what it's like to be that person. But it's the most difficult thing ever, And I was telling Vishnu, I swear, I've been trying to take back caring so I could get my old life back. Like when I was a low life, I had a really good life. When I was a low life, was the best. I was like, wow.